Hi guys, welcome to Comfort Life channel. I am very happy to see you here today. Do you want to know how you can prepare the best, the healthiest nut butter? And that would be sprouted butter. In this video, I will show you how you could sprout and prepare the butter for walnut pecan nut butter, but this recipe actually is good for any type of nut out there except for cashews. I really hope that you would love this recipe and you would use it in your life every time you're preparing something with nuts. Do not forget to subscribe to Comfort Life channel so you could always be up to date with all the videos I'm uploading about natural skincare and DIY recipes. I'm uploading videos twice a week and I will be always happy to see you here. So now let's see how we could prepare the sprouted nut butter, and I eat it with everything, even with the grapefruits, but apples of course are my favorite.
Alright, so here I am. Today I am soaking the walnuts and the pecans. I'm going to make the nut butter with it, but you could follow the same process if you're going to make nut butter or if you want to make any nut milk. So the same soaking process with the variation of the amount of salt works for every type of nut out there. So I always do it in bulk. You can see I have a lot of nuts here. It's 8 cups and I only have 2 cups of pecans. It will be enough for me. So, and again, we're doing it because all the nuts, they contain the enzyme inhibitors. They can irritate the mouth and cause digestive problems. Maybe you don't notice that if you eat nuts in small amounts, but I eat lots of nuts, so it's very important for me. So let's start with the nuts. Today I have 8 cups of nuts here, and for that amount I would need 4 teaspoons of sea salt. So what I normally do is, here is my sea salt. I use Raymond's real sea salt. These are my teaspoons. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So imagine you don't have 8 cups, you have only 4 cups, so you would need 2 teaspoons of sea salt. If you have only 2 cups, you would need only 1. And we shall also need filtered water. For this amount of nuts, I would need filtered water enough to cover them. So let's see how much that would be. So this is 4 cups. I would need a little more. So let me add a little more. I would say about 5 cups, like that. And what I normally do is I mix it. So just to make sure that the salt is dissolved and all the nuts are covered. They will, seem a little swollen once we finish soaking, but that's okay. And all we need to do now is leave it in the warm place. Don't put it in the refrigerator for about 7 hours. So I'm done working with the walnuts right now. As you can see, I'm using all glass. I think it is better to soak everything in glass, especially for so long. So, and I only have 2 cups of pecans. I'm probably going to mix them in my nut butter, but sometimes I usually have them for breakfast. So there's 1 left. So these are just 2 cups, and for 2 cups of the nuts, we shall need 2 teaspoons of sea salt. So let me get my sea salt. 1 and 2, and just enough water to cover the nuts. Another very solid reason for me why I always try to soak all the nuts and prepare my own nut butter, because okay, peanut butter is I would say rather cheap, even if you buy organic and all kind of things. But if you like walnuts and you want walnut to pecan butter, the price would be really high and it will never be worth it, because if you buy almonds in bulk, it is a lot cheaper. I try to buy not really organic because it's like also very expensive, but non-GMO verified product is pretty satisfying for me. And this is a lot of it's a 32 ounce of walnuts, so shelled walnuts, and the same works with the pecans. So here it is. All I need to do now is mix it with the salt and do the same thing. Leave it on the counter for at least 7 hours or overnight. The water from the walnuts will appear a little cloudy, maybe a little foamy. That's okay, don't be alarmed. So this is it, that's all we need: the nuts, the salt, and some water. So guys, it's been about 12 hours and right now all I need to do is drain the nuts. And as you can see, the water is not clear at all, but that's all right. And here's the same thing with the pecans. So I'm going to drain them now. So these are the drained nuts. I usually rinse them a little bit, you know, because they have something on them that I want to get rid of. I also love the feeling of the clean nuts when I'm going to eat them. So I'm going to arrange them in my dehydrator. It took 4 trays to arrange all the nuts in the dehydrator. So now I'm going to close everything and dry it until the nuts are dry and crispy. I will turn the dehydrator on. In the process, I will check on the nuts to make sure they're dry and crispy and I don't over dry them. So just beginning, I will put it on for 8 hours, but according to my experience, this amount of nuts will need about 12 or even more. Once everything is dehydrated and my nuts have real dry and crispy, I am preparing usually the nut butter. It's pecan walnut butter. I use a regular food processor for that. And I also add coconut oil in the process and a little bit of sea salt. And the rest of the nuts I store in the glass jars and the steel jars with the lid. So this is it, guys. Very healthy, soaked, homemade walnut pecan butter. And this is one of my favorites. And if you, I'm pretty sure you know, if you go to the store, the only, like, the cheapest out there is the peanut butter, which isn't like the healthiest thing. And walnut and pecan butter actually is hard to find, and it costs a lot of money, and the can is usually very small, but it shouldn't. It absolutely shouldn't. Here you have it. This is, I believe, the healthiest nut out there, walnuts and pecans too. Again, I added a little bit of coconut oil and a little bit of salt. All I'm going to do now is transfer it to the glass container here and store it in the refrigerator. I also want to say a few words about the storage. So the nuts like almonds, pecans, cashews, macadamia nuts, and also peanuts, they really have a high content of stable oleic acid, so they shouldn't really go rancid easily, and once prepared, like by soaking in dehydration, they could be stored at room temperature for many months in an airtight container. As far as walnuts, they on the other hand contain large amounts of triple unsaturated linolenic acid, and they have to be stored in the refrigerator, so it's very important so they don't go rancid.
I hope you guys like this recipe. It was actually very simple to prepare. It's a little bit time consuming, but it requires only a little bit of your attention, and the nuts taste a lot better, trust me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please put the thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you later.